Hello, traders and investors. It's Rod with POW Group. Welcome back on the Pursuit of Wealth for a daily market recap. Today's a recap for Tuesday, June 15th. Hard to believe that it's the middle of June already. Where does the time go? In today's video, we're going to be discussing as the topic of the day 3D Systems Corporation, so DDD, and whether or not a big move is in store. So we'll look at the DDD chart in detail. I know a lot of people are asking about whether or not now is a good time to be loading up. So I'll go over my thoughts on that chart in just a moment, but as we normally do, we'll go over some news and events on the day, and then we'll look at the broader market, and then we'll do some detailed analysis on the DDD chart. So before we jump in, make sure to smash the like and subscribe to the channel. I'll also put some timestamps in the description below as I usually do. So the S&P 500 and NASDAQ slip from their records ahead of key Fed meeting, and that meeting is at 2 p.m. Eastern time tomorrow. So we'll get that FOMC statement and interest rate decision. So all eyes will be on the market on that event in the market tomorrow. Also, BlackBerry blasted on executive pay as a Reddit rally enriches the CEO, John Chen. I found that interesting. You can check out that full article if you want to know more. But taking a look at the crypto space, so we did have a resistance break on Bitcoin, and we saw a nice push up, but just gave back the entire move and then some. So still lots of volatility at the moment, but just keeping it simple on the daily chart. We are set to close over EMA 26 for the second time. And we had a daily inside bar that broke bullish, but pulled back within yesterday's range, and we could see an EMA 12 and 26 bull cross, but this is the first time that we've gotten over the EMA 26 since that plunge from 60,000 and the all-time high. So it's looking promising, and again, I'm still very, very bullish in the crypto space, and the bull market's still very much intact. So taking a look at SPY has a bit of a rise in wedge pattern forming here, and generally, this is a bearish pattern, so most often than not, they break bearish. So if we do break bearish out of this rising wedge, we'll scout a daily higher low compared to the low here at 420.32. It has been quite a while since we've consolidated, about almost a week now. So we will anticipate daily consolidation at some point. So we'll look to see probably going to be a daily inside bar tomorrow, and we'll watch for a potential close here as we haven't closed a candle below. So a close under 424 would be a bit concerning tomorrow, and we'll be monitoring that very closely. But at the moment, no major red flags, and we hit a new all-time high today. It's pretty much been the theme for the last couple of weeks, just slow and steady grind up and just hitting a new all-time high every day, but not really seeing a whole lot of follow through either. The dollar, keeping a close eye on the dollar, as well as we have a daily cup and handle formed. So we don't want to pull back any more than this 90.34. So if we can hold the low here, potentially see an EMA 12 and 26 bull cross, we're set up for a nice potential cup and handle here on the daily, with the daily uptrend being confirmed and still intact. So again, going to be watching this very closely, as if we start to see further strength in the dollar, that could mean downside for stocks, etc. So we'll be watching that very closely. IWM today, daily consolidation, and tech sector was strong today, but then ended up pulling back. So it's a daily inside bar. So we failed to break the high of yesterday. And the QQQ, the tech sector, has been extremely strong lately. Same with SMH, but essentially SMH broke yesterday's high, but again, pulled back within that range. So very similar to QQQ. Difference is we started the bounce today, broke yesterday's high. So SMH was a bit stronger at the beginning of the day, but ended up closing pretty much the same, back within that range from yesterday. Oil. So we've been saying that oil has a lack of resistance until $76, 76.88. And now we're seeing just, again, that slow and steady stair-stepping, higher lows keep getting bought, lower wicks, and bulls continue to buy the dip and closing near the high here with about 1 hour and 8 minutes left. But US oil has been extremely strong. Silver, daily consolidation today. Gold, still an inside bar. So silver seeing a bit more weakness here than gold today, but gold has been a little bit weaker than silver over the last couple of days, and we're struggling with EMA 26 here after losing it as support. Now it's confirming as resistance. So we technically confirmed a daily downtrend, but didn't see much follow through. So again, we just zoom out to the weekly and we look for that weekly consolidation, and we need to change the daily trend back to an uptrend to be confident that the weekly high or low is set, but just healthy consolidation on the weekly at this point. XBI, biotech sector, so daily consolidation today, but held EMA 12, and we are back up here after hours, but likely set up for another daily inside bar tomorrow. The energy sector, ETF, XLE, not surprising that it's seeing some strength as well off the backdrop of US oil strength. So bouncing on the daily, and we're up to 56.34 here after hours. Financial sector, so topped out at EMA 26 today, and it's a daily inside bar and tightening range. XLV, the healthcare sector, so daily uptrend was confirmed, and we did briefly break the low here yesterday, but not seeing a whole lot of follow through. And at this point, we're just looking for a bottom to be set, and everything looks extremely bullish right now in terms of the macro picture. All of our sectors are basically playing the rotation game. So when one sector, like the tech sector, is strong, we see financials or IWM is weak, and then vice versa the next day. So healthcare, one of our stronger sectors here today. But moving on to the DDD chart. So it's a potential weekly bull flag at the moment. And off the bounce here from 1747, bulls get a ton of room from those levels. From current levels, we could drop another 37% and still just be looking for a weekly higher low. So the odds are in favor of the bulls at the moment. So we're still in weekly bull flag territory. And if we do confirm, if we hold the low here at 27.32, I say we could pull back to about 27. Wouldn't want to see us lose $27 though, as that would, decrease the odds of that weekly bull flag. But as long as we hold these lows, and we'll see tomorrow how we react, but it's looking like we could see a bull flag confirm. And if that were to confirm, the target would be $40. And if we form a higher low here compared to that 1747 and we break resistance at $33, then that'll confirm a weekly uptrend. And at that point, our monthly higher low would be set, and we would have held EMA 12 on this monthly pullback as well. So we'll be watching that one very closely on the daily time frame. So we did hold EMA 26. We do have a daily downtrend confirmed as well. So what we want to see is hold the low of the day today at 27.32. That's going to be important tomorrow, as if we do lose 27.32, like I said, that's going to decrease the odds of a weekly bull flag, and we've got a lack of support really down until 19.20, 20 psychological. And at this point, we're just going to be keeping it simple, looking at the low of the day today, tomorrow, but it's entirely possible that we see a daily inside bar set up tomorrow as well. On the weekly time frame, we're extremely bullish, getting back over the 10-week moving average. MACD and stochastic have a bull cross as well, so a close this week over 25.08 would be bullish, and 25 psychological being a nice round number to be watching as well. So again, on the weekly moving averages, we did have a bull cross of the 50, the 100, and the 200, and we've since just been pulling back. So we had that bull cross here on the 50 and the 200 weekly moving average, which was back here on the beginning of March, and we haven't really seen a massive move from there. So it's entirely possible that we're gearing up for an explosive move. And again, we'll be watching to see if that weekly bull flag can confirm with a break of $33 resistance. On the daily time frame, we lost the 100-day moving average, which was acting as support, and we do have the 50-day down at 24.53. So if we do lose 27 and we negate the weekly bull flag, then we'll be watching $25, 24.53, which is the 50-day moving average, and then we have the 200-day moving average down at 19.68. But we'll look to, I would expect that the 50-day moving average would at least hold on the initial attempt, and we'll be watching that very closely. The weekly VWAP is also down at 23.66, so that could be, so lots of support in that $23 to $25 area. So that is the level I'll be watching for if we do lose 27 and decrease the odds if we negate that weekly bull flag. But extremely bullish on this. I haven't sold my position. I was up over 60% at one point. Didn't sell any when we got to $33. I'm just looking at this weekly chart. It looks like it wants a lot more. And like I said, we were just at 56.50 on this recent explosion here from down at $4. So extremely bullish on this name long term. Again, it's a smaller position as well, and it's a position that I have in my TFSA. So you shouldn't be buying and selling inside of a TFSA. This isn't financial advice, but this is for entertainment, educational purposes only, but it is frowned upon. So being in my TFSA, I'm just holding it for the long term. And like I said, haven't sold any and still extremely bullish on this stock. And I may add if we get closer to $25, I added back here whenever we had this daily oversold. So I think I have an average of around $19. So sitting comfortably, no major red flags. And like I said, we knew we were due for weekly consolidation at some point. So all about this potential weekly bull flag and trend change to set monthly higher lows. So taking a look at the bull and bear list, we had NKLA, JMIA, and MVMD leading the decline. I also added to my MVMD position after scaling out into strength. We knew we had key resistance at 80 cents. We topped out at 79. So I unloaded some around the mid 70s, just leading up in. That's usually what I do. If I know we have resistance, I'll look to scale out into strength and just take profit a little bit before that resistance that most traders and investors are looking at. So we knew daily consolidation was due, right? We had a lack of support. We had run 130%. So we ran 130% and now we're down 43%. So not to be surprised. We should expect that when you see a massive move off a recent low, and we were just in a daily downtrend. We're still technically in a daily downtrend with a lower high, and anything under 87 cents was going to be a lower high. So at this point, we're still in a daily downtrend, but bull's got a ton of room to form that daily high or low compared to 35 cents. But at this point, it's likely going to be an equilibrium based on the size of this pullback, because from here, we could bounce 70% and still, just be looking for a lower high compared to 79 cents. So it's likely going to be a tightening range over the next few weeks, in my opinion. So on the bull list, we had AMC, MU, and Airbnb. AMC was having a nice day today, but then ended up pulling back. The market, there's a lot of red out there today. It was a pretty big mixed bag, but for the most part, a lot of red out there, especially into the end of the day. But AMC at this point, no major red flags. We do have that upper wick, and we'll be looking to see whether or not the low of the day today, 56.73, holds tomorrow. If it doesn't, then we start daily consolidation and we'll look for a higher low compared to 39.71. All right, going to end it there. Thanks again for joining us on the Pursuit of Wealth for a daily market recap. Make sure to smash the like and subscribe to the channel on your way out. I would appreciate it, and we'll see you a little bit later on for an MJ Sector review.